Hello, I'm still Claire Homer, the Slough School educator for the Columbia Slough Watershed Council, and today we're at Whitaker Ponds looking at some of the plants y'all planted this fall.
Hi everybody, I'm Yoko. I still work for Portland Parks and Recreation as a stewardship coordinator, and stewardship means to take care of places and people, and you all got to help steward Whitaker Ponds. So I'm here to show you some of the plants that you planted. This little one down here is called red flowering currant. It's too young yet to have flowers, but eventually it will have these really bright pink flowers that smell amazing, and they're one of the first flowers to come out in the spring, and they're really pretty. And I can see that it got planted in a set of 3. Here's a little baby, and they look really healthy. And eventually this plant will probably grow to be twice as tall as I am. So think of 2 as me, probably in like 5 years. We have 2 different kinds of plants that you all planted here. This one is spirea, and this one is snowberry. The spirea, I remember the name because the flowers when they come out look like spires, like kind of like on the tops of buildings, like tall and pointy, and they're really pretty. And it has these little leaves that half of the leaves have jagged edges and half of the leaf is smooth. And it's a really great plant for planting next to water. It's called a riparian plant because it likes being in the riparian areas. This one is snowberry. Snowberry has opposite leaves, so like our arms, they come out on both sides of the stem. And it is one of the plants that has berries in the winter time, and it's one of the only plants with berries in the winter, so it's a really important emergency food for birds that hang out in the winter time.
And what do the berries look like?
Oh, the berries look kind of like snow. They're white, white snowberry. And both of these plants will eventually get really, really tall, taller than me for sure.
So as Yoko mentioned that last clip, this is fully grown spirea. This is what it looks like when it's flowering. It has these nice pink fluffy flowers at the very top, and just wanted to show you that.
It's called salmonberry, and one way that you can identify it is that the leaves kind of come together like little butterflies, which is pretty cute. It'll grow pretty big. It's got thorns on it, and eventually in the springtime it'll start making little berries. After it makes these really pretty little pink flowers, it'll make little berries that are kind of salmon colored, like the color of the inside of a fish, of a salmon colored fish. Salmonberry. It's really pretty. This little plant right here, it looks super great. It looks like it got planted in a set of 3. It's called thimbleberry because the little berries, when they come out, could fit on top of your finger like a thimble could. A thimble is like an old tool used for sewing to protect the tips of your thumb or your fingers. It's still used. It's not that old. The leaves are super, super soft. One of the nicknames for this plant is nature's toilet paper. You can guess why. It will grow really, 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 really tall, probably twice as tall as me, from these little baby plants that you all put in the ground. So this little baby plant with its wiggly leaves, it's also pretty fuzzy on its leaves. It's called ocean spray. It's gotten nibbled on. There's lots of little bites on it, but it's doing all right. It's got some green, and eventually it'll grow really tall and put out these flowers that kind of look like the foam that comes from ocean waves hitting the beach, which is why it's called ocean spray. It's a great pollinator. Bees love it. It's a great plant.
What type of animals might have eaten it?
My guess for these animals is either rabbits or nutria. We have a lot of those in this park, but it could also be deer, but I kind of feel like there's a lot of grass in this park, so probably the deer stick into the grass, and my guess is rabbits or nutria. Yeah.
So we're gonna just listen for a couple seconds, see what we notice in the video and what we hear. So after Yoko and I got done recording this video, we just saw some cool nature stuff that we wanted to share. Here's a bunny who sat there as I recorded. And then here is a family of teenage ducks.
So one of the reasons that Whitaker Ponds is so important is that there is a really healthy population of our native turtles called the western painted turtle. And these are old turtle nests, you can see. And these are actually pieces of the turtle eggs. Turtle eggs are a little bit more leathery. They're not quite like bird shells. They're not like hard like bird shells. They're more like leathery. And so the little baby turtles crawled out of their nests. You can see a couple more indentations all along there. They crawl out of their nests in the springtime, right after it starts to get warm, and after the first spring warm rain comes, so the ground is soft enough for them to dig out.
That's dope. And so that's why we ask people to stay on trails, is because there's protected areas for turtle nesting. One of my favorite parts about Whitaker Ponds Nature Park is it just has so many different types of land. This is an open prairie, but we're gonna listen here and see if we hear anything different. So what's in this video is a Doug fir tree, and if you notice, the tips are really light green compared to the dark upper parts. This is because this is the new growth. This is all the growth that has been happening within the past year for this tree. So it's been growing like crazy. So the next plant is the Oregon grape. This is our state flower. They are not technically grapes, they're berries, but where those little berries are usually some bright yellow flowers in the springtime when they bloom. We're going to do just one last quick listening session and see what we notice. Thank you for checking out this video. We hope y'all are doing well during these trying times, and we are looking forward to hopefully working with you in the future here at the Columbia Slough Watershed Council.